welcome back to Managing Magic from Castle to Lifestyle. I'm Sadie, and yes, me and TJ are still practicing social distancing, so we figured if we filmed separately and you saw us film separately, it would encourage you to practice social distancing as well to stop the spread of COVID-19. Today I'm going to be bringing to you a Magic Manor video, specifically a Disney DIY, so you can have more Disney home decor. And what we're going to be making is actually a frame that has some ribbon in it, and you hang the pictures off it, kind of like a clothesline. So it's very kind of farmhouse and maybe a little shabby chic or French country inspired. I do like those kinds of styles. I do like to use farmhouse in my home. So what I tell people is I have Disney farmhouse. So let's get into this haul. I will tell you guys that I did purchase these things a couple months before, this whole COVID-19 thing started. So I'm not encouraging you guys in no way to go out and buy these things. This way though, once this is all over, if you want one of these, you already know how to make it and you can do it yourself. So the first thing you're gonna need is actually a good size frame. So this one I found at Goodwill. It is a 16 by 20 and it was only $2.79. Now this is what the frame looks like itself. I personally am not a fan of how it looks, so we're actually gonna paint it, which brings me to the next item you're gonna need. And this can be any color. I just went with white, just acrylic paint from Michael's. It was only 79 cents. And then to string across the frame, you're gonna need any kind of ribbon. I like to use lace. I picked this up from Michael's as well. It was a little over $4, but they were having a sale on ribbon and it was half off, so, I really love this. I love the kind of like the triangular shape in it that you can see. So we're gonna string that across. And to hold up your photos, you're actually gonna be using little clothespins. I got some black ones because I tend to have some black pieces on the walls. So I thought this would be great to continue that theme. And we're actually gonna try to put some white little hidden Mickeys on these because I think that'd be even cuter to hold up pictures. Now, I wanna say this. So this is gonna be holding up pictures, right? A tip for you, one of the best ways to incorporate Disney decor in a subtle way, because that's what I specialize in, is Disney pictures. Pictures of you and your spouse or you and your family, or maybe just your kids in the Disney parks. You can get beautiful shots there. Disneyland is designed to be an aesthetically pleasing place, so those photos are really going to turn out when you take them or if you purchase a photo package from the Disney parks. So we have our lace, our clothespins, our photos, our paint. So that's really all you need, honestly, besides hot glue and to actually make it. Some tools you're gonna need. I just grabbed some paint brushes that I had. I also grabbed a sander that I already had. And the reason why I decided to use a sander is because once I paint it white, I probably am going to give it more of a distressed look to bring out that grayish taupe color that the frame is on its own once it's dried and painted. And I think that's really it. I also have an apron that I'm going to put on to cover up my wonderful Disney Cinderella baseball t-shirt. But yeah, I think that's it. So let me get ready and we will get started. Alright you guys, so I just wanted to give you a few quick tips before we started this DIY as to how I paint when I do things like this. So the first thing I would recommend is a hard surface. I actually paint on my dining room table, and so what I do is I throw across my table a big plastic tablecloth. This one actually has that cotton stuff underneath it. I got it at Ross for I want to say $8 a couple years ago. It is Christmas, but whatever, it serves its purpose, and that way I can just keep reusing it instead of continually buying plastic tablecloths like from the Dollar Tree or something, and that's kind of bad for the environment. But like I said, this way it's reusable and I just keep using it, and when I'm done I just fold it and keep it in my craft box with my paint. Another thing you could do is maybe you have an old towel, use that to cover up your table. And again, I also wear an apron. This thing I've had for a really long time. It was a gift to me, and it's plastic, so I can literally go like this and get stuff off my hands or whatever, and it doesn't matter. This actually keep like with the tools that we have, just so, you know, I can just throw it in there. And I use it for other things besides painting too. Like if I have to do more, I guess, vigorous work and I'm worried about stuff getting on my clothes and the work isn't cooking, you know, I just wear this. So, like I said, protect your surfaces with a, you know, a plastic tablecloth or a towel, and then that way while you're painting, say you need to wipe off your brush, you just wipe it on the table, on the tablecloth that you put on your table, so it doesn't matter, and it kind of makes the process go by a little faster, and it makes cleanup even quicker.
In this next clip, I'm just removing the glass and any cardboard backings that isn't necessary to have an open frame. In this section of the video, I am just painting the frame and just trying to actually follow the grain of the wood that this frame is made out of. I ended up actually having to paint this frame about 3 times, so it needed 3 coats just to make it nice and even and cover up the dark color that this frame is on its own. But I only wanted to show you guys me painting 1 coat because you don't really need to watch me paint this thing over and over again. So like I said, just kind of watch how I'm painting, and the strokes, they are straight and forward. I'm not doing it any other way, and your strokes can actually affect how the paint looks on the frame. So you want to try to paint the same way across the entire frame. And for those of you wondering, where is she getting her paint from? There is no palette sitting on this table that she's dipping into. In all honesty, I just dip my brush in the paint bottle. I remove the cap that's on the bottle and I just dip my brush, like I said, into the bottle to make it go by faster. It's not like I'm mixing colors or anything. I'm using the same color over and over again. So there's no way to ruin that paint, and it just makes for a quicker and easy cleanup.
We could figure out how to get little hidden Mickeys on our clothespins. So I think what I'm going to do is I have these 2 very small brushes, but they're circular, but sadly the bristles of the ends are not even. So I think I'm going to actually just use the tail end of these brushes to get the circular look that, you know, a Mickey head needs. So I'm actually just going to take the end of the brush, and I just dip my brush in the paint, to be honest, because why not? Okay, so as you can see, I got some paint on the end. So I'm gonna try to put it on this part of the clothespin. So kind of gotta steady it out. Okay, that turned out better than I thought. Cool. Okay. Okay. So this is making me somewhat optimistic. So now this one is smaller than the other one, so I can get the ears right. But I did dip this in the cap of the paint, so I'm not getting as much on the ears because, you know, it's gotta be a little. Okay, okay. Dot 2. I think this might be really cute. Oh my gosh. Your girl did it. I'm so proud of myself. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. So I think I'm going to do that just more. Alright, you guys, now that the paint is dry, we're actually going to be gluing the ribbon onto the frame. And so you're going to need some measuring tape. That's what I use, just so I can mark on each side of the frame where I want my ribbon to go. And, you know, that way it makes the process go by a little quicker and easier, and then on top of that, you know, it's actually even and your ribbon isn't crooked. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to start making my marks. I want my first ribbon to start at 2.5 inches, so I'm going to make one mark on this side, and then I'm going to transition over here and make the same mark on this side. So the pictures I'm using are 6 inches in length. So I'm going to want, so if I put each mark at 2.5 inches, that means my picture will probably hang about 2 to 8 inches down. So I would recommend actually putting your next ribbon at the 9-inch mark. Now, before I decided on these markings, I do want to note that I kind of played with it beforehand and laid it out before making final decisions. So if I have a 6-inch picture hanging at 2.5 inches, that means I'm going to want some space in between the next photo section. So I'm going to put the next line of photos at 9 inches. Once you've done that, just measure across from your points. Should be 20 inches across, okay? So you're going to want 20 inches minimum of your ribbon. I personally add an inch, excuse me. So just go ahead and measure that out. And you're going to want to be generous with your hot glue.
So at this point, I actually began to remove the second row of lace because I realized that it just didn't look right, and I felt like it was too close to the top row of lace and then eventually too close to the pictures that would be hanging there. So I decided to lower it 1 more inch. So the top row of lace is at 2.5 inches and the second row of lace is at 10 inches, and I just preferred how that looked, so I measured it out, marked it, and just put more hot glue on there. And that's why I actually encourage you guys to use hot glue, is because hot glue comes off pretty quickly if you need to correct any mistakes. It's not a permanent one. And then to try to prevent me from burning myself with the hot glue, and maybe this can work for you as well, I actually use a Sharpie to roll the hot glue and the lace together, so that way, you know, I try really hard not to burn myself.
Alright, you guys, here's a finished product. I am so proud of this piece. I love how it ended up looking distressed. But make sure you guys subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so you can be notified when we upload.
Next week, I'm actually going to show you guys how to style this week, so you want to be subscribed to our channel.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at managing_magic, as well as our Pinterest Managing Magic. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Have a magical day. Bye!